Good morning. My name is Dale, and I am an ignorant legislator. We have started a new group in South Dakota called Ignorant Legislators Anonymous, apparently. Those of you who do not know our illustrious governor, some of us, if not most of us, probably all of us, ignorant legislators because we failed to see the wisdom in his proposal to raise the tax on ethanol, and now he doesn't feed us anymore. So I want to take a couple of moments before I start my speech to acknowledge my ignorance. I apologize for being ignorant and not realizing that you can spend 10 years in the legislature voting against ethanol, and then go on to be the chief executive officer, and for those of you who are legislators, that is the governor. And then become the savior of ethanol. So I apologize for that ignorance. I want to apologize for the ignorance of believing that the laptop proposal should have been funded by the legislature, and now that Governor Rounds has magically found the money to fund that, I want to apologize for my lack of foresight in seeing that. And I want to apologize for my lack of foresight in the TCAP program, which was going to be the savior of education in this state. And now all of a sudden we can't even do that. Wait a minute. Oh, excuse me, I take this real report as a direct line. Morning, Governor. Yeah, I'm giving a speech this morning. No, that's all right. Yeah, there's some legislators. That's some senators. Are those the guys you were talking about when you made those comments last week? I thought so. One house or quite that bad. If you want to give them a message, okay. Okay. I'll pass that along, Governor. Thank you. See you later. Governor Rounds said that he didn't mean to call you ignorant. He misspoke. So, with that, I think we can accept that as an apology and move on. I was told to come and talk to you this morning about energy issues, in particular energy issues that are going to affect our state and have affected our state in a great way in the last few years. The state of South Dakota, as you're all aware, with leadership of people like Senator Jim Peterson at the back table there, have taken up. We've been in the forefront of the ethanol industry since its inception, since it came about. And the plant that Jim Peterson is a part of, has been a part of, he was chairman of the board when they designed and put this whole thing together up there. The Northern Lights is probably the most efficient, best run plant in the nation, if not the world. And they did it with foresight, and they did it with people at the ground level. And they did it with a little bit of government help. But it took a lot of work by people that you see, or people that, just like the ones you see here today, the Democratic legislators, who had the foresight to see that we needed to give a little incentive to push these types of projects along. At the federal level, it was our federal Democratic legislators that pushed for the tax credits that made it possible to build these plants. It was our Democratic legislators who foresaw the importance of a 2% or a 2-cent rate at the pump for ethanol products to help drive the use of it. And that's why we need to not only send the ones we have that are attempting to go back, we need your help in getting other people sent to the Senate so we can continue on that vein. In South Dakota, we are the leaders in production. If you use it as a percentage, every third row of corn as you drive across this state goes through an ethanol plant. And unfortunately here, recently we've been taking a shot. The ethanol industry and the farmers and ranchers have been taking a shot by people, mostly the grocery manufacturers and the oil companies have gotten together to take ethanol to task. They're blaming us for everything from global warming to high food prices to you name it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. We've been on the offense with ethanol. We also need to get on the defense too. We need to defend our product because we know that it's an important product. We know that it's environmentally friendly. We know it's economical, and we know what it's done for our economy. So we not only have to be offensive as we build our markets, but we have to go on the defense. We've got to explain to people the real reason why food costs have gone up. It's not because ethanol uses a third or a fourth or a half of the corn crop. Right now we've got some problems with the corn crop in this country, but the biggest driver of increased costs, I don't care what you're doing, but especially in food production and manufacturing, is the cost of fuel, particularly diesel fuel. Everything you do has a cost of diesel fuel. That's the biggest driving factor. Another driving factor in that is the big hedge funds that have decided they can't make any money in the stock market, and after watching it this week, I'm sure you'll agree with it. They're chasing commodities. And since they've gone into the huge hedge funds have gone into this deal years back, they tend to drive the prices too high in rising markets, and then they tend to drive them too low in lowering markets. And so what we have right now is too much money chasing not enough of the commodity. And it doesn't matter which economy, if it's corn or wheat or soybeans or oil. There's no oil shortage in this country. If I wanted 100 loads of diesel fuel tomorrow and I had a place to put it, I could buy it. I could get it delivered. There is no shortage of diesel fuel. There is no shortage of fertilizer. I've got a friend who's in the fertilizer business. He said, if you call me and you want 5,000 tons, if I tell you you can only have 3,000, that's all I get my hands on. There's going to be a shortage. If you call me and tell me you want 5,000 tons, and say, well, I say, yeah, I can get it for you, and you say, how much? There's no shortage there either. But that is the biggest driving factors on food prices. As a state, as producers, we've got to go on the defense and protect our product. Now, the state of South Dakota, as I stated, has been just a leader, phenomenal leader in the production of alcohol for fuel. The state of South Dakota hasn't quite been there. We have some leadership out there that doesn't see the advantages of burning your own homegrown fuel. Taking some of the reliance on the people from across the pond that don't really care for us as Americans, and burn that product that we produce